Hi everyone, number one Marmaduke fan here. I've been going through my old sketchbooks looking for things I used to be interested in, thinking about ideas for videos and stories. And the thing about this channel is partially it's about me reviewing comic books and manga, but since the beginning it's also partially about me thinking about the kinds of stories I read as a child and how it informed me, and then trying to look at personal points in my artistic career to try to make general points to help other artists. So I think we can all have a good laugh at this sketchbook. Maybe you can let me know in the comments how much you think I either have improved since second grade, or maybe you think I was much better in second grade and I've regressed since then. I've looked through here and I just got to make sure I don't show my first name anywhere. So what I recall from this period of time is my teacher was using a program that would give you a sort of three-dimensional drawing assignment, and then you were also given a free page. So you're going to see this pattern of kind of drawing assignment, free page, drawing assignment, free page. And it actually made me think a lot about what superheroes meant to me as a child. So this was probably me copying from a book on honeybees, pollen, and then here's me drawing various types of worker ants. So cleaner ants, worker ants, cooking ants, soldier ants. And my teacher had some great comments. Fun characters, I especially like the guard bee. Keep up the good work. What a supportive teacher. Cakes, trying to draw an oval in 3 dimensions. Your 6th cake is just super, not even any erases. You are ready for more challenging assignments. I dig this witch and wizard fight. Let's see. Creative, your witch's nose made me smile. That is a hilarious nose, I gotta admit. Televisions. I think my teacher had a really good comment on these. Marmaduke fan. Try to center the TV's screen inside the box more evenly. Even space around it, not uneven border around it. It may help to start your 4 dots like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Make sure dots 3, 4 are in the center of the 1, 2 line, and that each other 3, 4 not off kilter. Practice 4 more TVs, and then draw a cake from lesson 1. Thanks, grade B. Okay? Yep, I was definitely off center. So this is partially kind of for whatever this program was, it was to help the teacher sort of walk a child through thinking in 3 dimensions. So we got a pirate and some angry pirates and a skull in the distance and lookout. And I love this. I've got like a fox shape with an eye patch. I could sue Five Nights at Freddy's. I thought of Foxy the Pirate Fox first. Let's see. Were you feeling a little angry at your teacher when you drew your pirate? Interesting. Maybe. More TVs, and then a review of the cake. I think I've looked enough at the comments from the teacher. Generally, it's kind of being encouraging and pointing out how to think through the 3-dimensional issues better. So here are my superheroes when, let's see, second grade, so I must be about 8 years old. So I remember these two. I don't remember these guys. Look at this one. Lasers coming out of his eyes and a blue, red, and a green light. And up above them is some angry guy with rainbow colors all around them. And I don't remember this fire one either, or what the gray and silver one were. They might have been like my take on Silver Surfer, come to think of it. Your cast of cartoon characters is growing. More cakes. Portrait of me in a library looking at tons of books. I can't really tell what's going on here. There's a dude with what looks like maybe a shield on what looks a bit like train tracks, so I'm not sure. Readers become leaders is my teacher's comment. The crust, the mantle, the outer core, and the inner core. These were changeable markers where you'd go over them with an invisible marker and their color would morph. Tic-tac-toe, superhero, Robin Hood, cowboy, knight in shining armor, and then a failed attempt at the cowboy. So genre combinations. Superheroes, Robin Hood, westerns, knights in shining armor. They feel right together in a heroic story because of their shared traits of heroism. Drawing podiums, or maybe mini tables. All right, so here's Bugs Bunny and Yosemite Sam. Here's some guy giving a guy a TNT stick for a cigar. And here's a thief who's got a giant pearl, and he's got the bright idea that the bomb is about the same size as the pearl, so he's going to trick the police officer. And my teacher made some comment like, tell me what the burglar is thinking in the middle. A witch's hat. I can tell this was maybe the name of the character's Crusher from Looney Tunes. He's got those same green briefs, and he's squashing him down. He's only got one muscular arm. Oh, and that's going to be Bugs Bunny saying, boo, boo, and then Crusher gets mad and pulls Bugs Bunny into the ring. Presents. Yeah, I can tell this was before Mr. Renaissance Man gave me a cube and told me I had to draw that. Scribble. And redrawing things you had trouble with to get a better grade. Now this one's interesting. This one, my brother helped me draw this mosquito man because I wanted to draw a bunch of insects. This has some unfortunate implications. I think I was just trying to draw insect legs and the proboscis, some kind of bee man, maybe a scorpion man, a bumblebee man, and there's my older brother's mosquito man. And I just wrote the question, how? And there's like some contortion of a bunch of stuff that I'm not sure what it is. Let's see here. I got it flipped around here a bit. So that means I'm supposed to go this way, okay? Swimming pool, but there's a superhero volunteering as a lifeguard because what's wrong with lifeguard duty? That's something superheroes would do, right? In a second grader's mind, any kind of helpful activity is something a hero could do. Drawings of reeds or maybe cattails. A diver looking at a catfish and a dogfish. My teacher's talking about pressure, using pressure in your pencil. Let's have a look. Yeah, variation in pressure. So I was pushing down with all my might back then. More TVs. Oh, the smallest boy. Okay, this is an interesting little avant-garde bit. The blocks fall, the smallest boy runs over there. There's a spider web, the smallest boy runs over there. There's some Indians, the smallest boy runs and jumps up here. There's a jack-in-the-box, he runs over here. Dinosaur jumps off the table, runs over. There's a dog, runs, and then the blocks fall. So he's trapped forever in a loop. That was pretty cool. A kangaroo with a marsupial in the pouch. Children are fascinated by animal life and details of biology, and they'll represent those types of things. I've got a great book called Heidi's Horses that talks about common traits in children's drawings and shows the author's daughter, Heidi, drew horses from age maybe 2 or 3 all throughout her teenage years. And it's a fascinating look at development because you think about line and the concept of drawing as you look at that development. It's definitely worth your time to pick up that book, and I'll probably do a preview of it. I have no idea who this superhero is. I've forgotten it. There's clearly some Native American inspiration with the tone of the skin and the bows of arrows, and he seems to be protecting a group of animals with a ray blast against this scribbly guy with a brown shield. And then there's some guy freaking out over what looks like a letter. Or a cake. I don't know. More cakes. I don't know why I was drawing Stars of David. Maybe I just liked this shape of stars. I know this was inspired by Tecmo Bowl for the Nintendo Entertainment System. I dug that game. And I made my team USA. Pyramids. Gasoline boxes. And my teacher would give me kind of a model to look at. Free drawing. Superhero and an angry little pyramid escaping from a larger pyramid, a big superhero fight with a sea dragon. So I think Aquaman is lifting up a strong man who's lifting up a house. One of my superheroes is paddling with a bunch of objects. A big heavy superhero is going to drop on the dragon from above. I don't know who this is supposed to be. I didn't get a watch. My parents thought that Captain Planet was propaganda, so I never watched that, but that's the closest thing it looks like to my eye. Can't recognize these two. And a pirate ship, and we got a turtle, a swordfish, and maybe a dolphin. Fish bowls. Another superhero fight. So the heavy guy has dropped on this, but it's burning hot, so he burned his butt and he bounced off. This guy's got spaghetti arms, and this strong man's looking dizzy, and there's a kid in a red, blue, and yellow spaceship firing red, blue, and yellow lasers at it. And there's someone with a volcano for a head who's looking pretty steamed about it, and the sun's very hot. Well, that has some very light lines compared to everything else. I wonder if I was trying to experiment with pressure with my pencil. Jack in the boxes. Box 3 looks good. The lid is in proper proportion to the box. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, and then small lid, way too small lid, closed lid. I think I was being a jokester there. All right, I think I remember what it was. The villain was undoing the superhero's powers. So the big fat guy got hit with a diet beam and he's turned skinny. The fire guy landed in water. The strong guy, his muscles have turned wobbly and there's no strength. The ice guy is getting melted. And I think, what's happening to this guy? Normal kid, tornado, giant muscular rainbow dude. And there's the rainbow colors under there. And boy, this hero looks like they're in big trouble. X's for eyes. Oh my goodness. And a helicopter. Get the attack helicopters ready, guys. We're doing free rides. Okay, guy on an elephant. More Tecmo Bowl stuff. This guy got flattened and the ambulance is coming for him. drawings of podiums. So have you picked up the pattern? This is the assignment, and then it's assignment, free drawing, assignment, free drawing, assignment, free drawing, more technical. And I figured the referee had to have both of each team's color in it to prove that the referee was impartial. So a little purple and a little red and white for the ref. And there's a big fight going on, and the guy with the ball is able to get around the chaos. Candles, sparkler candles. Do shading softer, like this. So my teacher might have helped me with that, and I was using a hard pressure on a lot of these other ones. So there's my hard pressure. That's probably my teacher's soft pressure. Keep working to make the base of your candle even and parallel. Excellent. Okay, a trio of sheriffs, big, middle, and little, and a masked bandito. And we got the mayor, we've got jail, we've got bank, and we've got sheriff. Coolio. I loved Good and Evil. I loved the battle between Good and Evil in second grade. Oh, here are grades kind of indicating how I'm doing. Keep your plate centered under cake. Shading is great, so I'm trying to use softer shading. Now, wicked! Oh, this would be boss. An alien with 3 eyes and multiple arms, some kind of bank that's being robbed, and 2 robots. They both got, what kind of head is this? It's like an upside down house. One's got a magnet beam and sort of a trident beam, and this one's got one thing coming out of its shoulder with multiple beams, and then a machine gun from behind its head and a giant circular cannon, and also more cannons coming out of its hands like rockets. I love the idea of rockets coming out of people's wrists and feet to blast things. Houses in 3 dimensions with a little indication of details. Scribbles, I don't know if that would have been done back then or later. A theme song. Okay, so happy trees and happy sun, and the wind starts to blow, and then there's a placard, and 4 hands burst out. Bow and arrow, kind of a giant wrench hand, a superhero hand, and a trident. And then the heroes show up, and it's Superman, Batman, Spider-Man, and my own hero. 3 times, no more. I think that must be the bad guy's note. There's the bad guy, the Grim Reaper. I loved Reapers and Wraiths, even back then, as villains. And he's blasting my original hero, who's got some, like sun shields up, and Batman's pointing at the bad guy, and Superman's getting ready. Look at this Batman, guys! I'm the bleep bleep Batman. Okay, so Marvel and DC heroes all together because they're heroes, and of course heroes work together, and they work with my heroes, my second grade heroes, in my imagination. I still want DC to buy Marvel and make a shared universe and let writers and artists play with those characters together. I've got to get, I gave away my copy of Spider-Man Batman years ago, but I've got to get another copy and talk about that excellent little series. What will happen to King Kong? I drew this because my older brother was drawing King Kong, and I got really interested in the idea. So once again, I paused time before something happens. The big guy's bouncing up here, and he's going to sumo slam on top of King Kong. Superman's going to drop an anvil on him. Spider-Man's webbed him up, so he'll collapse this way onto the car. I don't know what that's supposed to be. Maybe the Bandito? He looks like he's got size out of Ninja Turtles. Batman's throwing a batarang, and I've got no clue what's happening here. It's maybe a lasso to go down over on top of King Kong. And look at that King Kong face. Oh, I dig it. I dig it. Stacks of cakes, and I got a wow for this one. Yeah, you can see how I'm struggling trying to get the feel for something in 3 dimensions, because that's something that children actively have to gain an understanding of, moving out of a 2-dimensional world into a 3-dimensional world in their thinking. No characters in this one, just some sort of explosion in a chemistry lab. Good glass. What is this? Is this like a birdhouse or something with a little glass on top? Here we go. Wow, you can tell I was a little geek. Rhino, Venom, Mysterio, Dr. Octopus. Was that Robin? Is that Robin with a little R? Okay, Robin, Batman, Rhino again, Spider-Man, Superman saying Spider-Man, and Spider-Man saying Batman, but it kind of looks like Buttman. I got some gorilla. There's Bizarro. I know that's Bizarro. They're saying yikes. Penguin, look out. Joker, ha ha. Catwoman, Riddler. Yeah, and I'm mixing them all together. This is great. I wanted all the bad guys together and all the good guys together. I couldn't interpret this. This is some sort of mystery. I liked Sherlock Holmes already, and I liked The Great Mouse Detective. So there are footprints and handprints, and the detective is saying if it was night, he couldn't have seen it. It must be a fake. And there's some note that says, I'm in a place that is hidden. Rebake you? I don't know. And it says fresh note. I think the Sherlock Holmes is thinking that, and it says which is right, but I've got no clue what the mystery is. And Watson's saying it had a clue. And then this is an adult's handwriting, so I must have asked an adult for help. The microwave must have a secret entrance. Bad guys hidden in the microwave. I don't know. I wasn't a good mystery writer back then, but I knew I loved that sick deerstalker cap and pipe, and I loved Watson's bowler hat. Lamps with different patterns on them. Okay, I got some A+s on these ones. Good. Superheroes in mazes. Maybe some kind of creature above it. Oh, I love this guy, whatever the heck that is. And some clouds and bees. I think this is before I came up with the superhero I was most proud of when I was a little kid. I had a few superheroes who would just go on adventures with Batman, Spider-Man, and Superman. And then later I came up with a superhero where I had a whole origin story, and it was ridiculous, but I was really proud of that character, and I thought about that character for years, and my friends and I would make up these big stories that were all the Marvel misunderstanding. Our superheroes would meet, they'd beat each other up, a bad guy would show up, they'd go beat up the bad guy together. What is going on here? They're thinking about something. They're thinking of a plan, and then they're adding it together, and it says equals tornado or something. I've got no clue. I can't really read this one. I can tell that's Spider-Man webbing up some guy in black. And I know that this strong man is thinking about the earth saying help, and there's a giant barbell above it, so he's lifting barbells so that he can save the earth from the giant barbell about to drop on it. And there's another maze thing. This I know came from like a Usborne, kids drawing book, and I probably just copied the robot right out of it and then added my own sort of swamp creature monster. And there's a language for these wild monsters. This probably took influence from that same Usborne book of monsters. A three-eyed monster, but the second head has frills on it. EP. Yeah, I don't know what that means. Bunch of pencils. I was probably writing A+ to try to convince my teacher I deserved an A+. Oh, my teddy bear as a superhero, and then I've got no clue what these mean. This means like prison stripes with like a robot face, itty bitty, and with a flag. I don't know. Flag practice, which is useful for cape practice too. This is another one taking inspiration from that Usborne, big book of kids drawings. I probably was copying from it and trying to go from light to dark. It looks like, man, maybe I was. Man, you know what? That's probably my teachers, and there's probably me copying it and going much darker in my pressure. Wanted. This is the Lego Cowboy series. I loved the Lego Cowboy bad guy, so I drew him a lot, and I've just got a prison number on there, and front view and profile, and I drew his nose in profile. A cake on top of a podium. I was going for some complexity there. Oh, I gave up. I was trying to draw a telescope in Saturn, and then my teacher drew it and said, oop. Oh, okay, I'm going to edit that out so I don't dox my first name. But my teacher had the comment that I should look at the book to look at pictures of Saturn. Mountainscapes. And an English admiral engaged in a cannon fight. And there's me trying to draw the Union Jack, or the United Kingdom flag. Buckets. That's got to be my teacher. Alien spaceship. I'm sure this came from the Usborne kids drawing book. Scrolls. I think that might be it. Up in a house. All right. Shade mountains, add sidewalk. So background and putting it in space. All right, so this is an example of a young person struggling to understand 3 dimensions and also being given the freedom to make up superhero stories on certain pages as well. This was a trip down memory lane, and I think my point for this would be pay attention to your own drawing. If you were lucky enough to have any drawings from this time of your life survive, go back and take a look at them. If you have friends of the family or family members who are young, pay attention to what they draw, because not only are they creating interesting things, they are also going through a period of their life where they are treating drawing like a thought problem, where they're having to learn something about how 3 dimensions works to be able to transfer in their mind from a 2D house or a 2D cloud to a 3D house. And you can see that that's a challenge for a young person, as well as just the technical aspect of holding the pencil. This was really cool, and I'm really glad I found this old sketchbook. I'm #1 Marmaduke fan. Maybe I've improved just a wee little bit since then, but lots of great superhero fights, and I'm really digging that. I'll catch you guys later. Love ya.